The Hague is a city of many international businesses and political institutions. As a result, the city attracts a more diverse group of expats than any other city in the Netherlands. Now, all of these visitors have to have something to do with their spare time, so The Hague is very keen to maintain a thriving cultural agenda. This week, to find out more, I've dived into the culture and done something I've never done before. I'm Paul Brown. This is West International. Moving to the Netherlands is bound to throw up a few surprises. Holland is infamous for its bureaucracy, but also well known for its freedom and openness to other cultures. In order to help you settle in on a personal and practical level as soon as possible, the municipality of The Hague has recently opened the Expat desk. Find out more about this in our service item. Now, while we're on the subject of settling in, our expats in the Vox Pops this week share with us their practical and amusing tips about life in the Netherlands. Cecilia is visiting a pregnant Austrian lady, so let's hope she doesn't surprise her too much. But first, let's go over to Nicola, who this week is doing something completely different in our at-home item.
Dress to impress, the invitation said, so I've done my best. And why? Well, normally I visit people at home, but today I've been invited to a very exclusive perfume lunch on the Lange Voorhout here in The Hague. Perfume lunch, I hear you ask yourselves. Yeah, me too. But I'm open to new ideas. Let's go and try it. Ben, what's on the menu today?
We start first with our mabray of duck liver. And the second dish is a monkfish.
Wow.
And then they get veal, and after that they get a dessert with rosen.
Hello. Satish, what is your role in today's lunch?
Well, my role was to work closely with Ben. I work for Amouage, which is the Omani fragrance company. And we decided to hold something very interesting because, as far as I'm aware, there'd never been a fragrance lunch ever staged in Holland. So I worked very closely with Ben in terms of the ingredients, and we specifically wanted to use ingredients that were from Oman. And then Ben, being the creative man that he is, we gave him pretty much carte blanche as to create whatever he wanted to.
Posh here today. As you can see, everybody is really dressed up. Bit out of place, but hey, I'm holding my own. And we're going to go and chat to some other people. There's loads of interesting people here, so let's go out and find a little bit more about their experiences. Yeah. What were your first impressions when you arrived in the Netherlands?
Interesting comment, because we came from Oman to here, so it's a nice question. A real contrast, having come out of the desert and then come to the greenery, but very flat.
I think my first year I struggled. I didn't feel that the expat was a catered for community. But now, 4 years on, I can see that The Hague has certainly decided to champion the cause of the expat, and it seems to be trickling down in all areas.
What do you really, really miss then from Australia?
Barbecuing on the beach at Christmas.
You are never going to guess who I have just spotted behind me. Come along and see. Well, typical that we should find Mr. Brown at a ladies' perfume lunch.
Of course, yes. Well, actually, they've got a bag for the men as well. Yeah, it is, and I've checked this out, and it's quite a strong.
Let me smell.
What do you think?
Oh, but it's nice. It's nice. You smell quite good for a change.
It's charming. Thanks very much.
Patricia, it sounds like you have put an awful lot of work into this project.
Yeah, it is a lot of work.
How many days, months have you been working on it?
A few months.
A few months?
A few months.
Wow.
And I'm constantly working with the hotel because they are the host.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
they did all this. And I brought the ingredients back, so they had weeks of experiment with the ingredients and the food.
Wow, it sounds amazing. Now the big question is, will you be repeating this?
The general manager said to me, let's do something like this sort of like once a year or twice a year, but on a different subject. So
can you give us an idea what the subject might be another year?
Maybe diamonds.
Diamond lunch, gold lunch.
Yeah,
that sounds like fun. I hope I get an invitation to that one as well. So we're sitting here, our feet are hurting, but we're having a nice cup of tea. We're just about to go down and do the washing up, but until next week, bye-bye.
Get in touch with the Dutch, because they're a wonderful nation to get to know.
That when you come here as an expat, that you integrate with the local community as well.
And live local, don't try to live like where you came from.
Go to an international doctor is all I have to say. No offense to the Dutch people, but I think they maybe have higher immune systems for what the rest of the world is accustomed to.
Get used to a lot of paperwork, get used to a lot of travelling around in an organisation, because the Dutch love it.
For an expat, please take the Dutch at face value, because they are who they are. They don't pretend to be somebody else.
To be open, to hang in there, to be at the sports club, to be active. Don't stay at home, be open, to be out there.
Learn the language, learn the customs, and enjoy.
And for the rest, you know, in every country, try to melt in, respect the culture, respect the mentality, and see how it goes.
The expat desk in the town hall is the first point of contact for new residents of The Hague. The desk offers a welcome pack to new arrivals and acts as a point of contact between the individual expat and the city administration. It aims to provide information and guidance on a wide variety of subjects, everything from simple items like garbage collection and parking permits to more complex issues such as birth registration or education. With 107 embassies and around 316 international organisations, The Hague is resident to more than 35,000 expats. The expat labour force is huge, with 77,000 jobs. It's no surprise then that the website from the expat desk receives an average of 1,500 visitors every day.
Well, the expat desk is part of the hospitality centre, and it's the first contact for new international residents in The Hague. So it is especially there for expatriates, for international students, and for people of the Corps Diplomatique. We were the first city in the Netherlands to have an expat desk because in the last 10 to 15 years a lot of international organizations and companies have settled in The Hague and in the Hague region, and therefore we wanted to make sure that we can welcome them in an appropriate way.
People can reach the expat desk by phone, email or by visiting in person. Service is available in different languages, and the expat desk is open from 9 till 5 on Monday to Friday.
We give extensive information, we give service, and well, most important, we give answers to the questions that the expatriates have.
I'm doing my master's degree here, and I had a lot of questions about living in The Hague, so someone pointed the desk for me, so I came to ask my questions. I have twins, so I was asking about child care and child benefits because we already put them in school, so we needed to know the procedure from there. Actually, it's the third time for me to use the desk here, and they're very, very helpful, and they have all the information, and their website is excellent.
Whereas the expat desk provides information on, for example, rubbish collection, converting your driving licence, and other basic issues, The Hague Impressions, which is located next door to the expat desk, gives an insight to the history and cultural aspect of The Hague in an amazing audio-visual presentation. So, sounds like you can find an answer to all of your questions.
On any question, you will get an answer, and if we don't know the answer here at the expat desk, then we make sure that we find someone, an organization or a person who does give you the right answer.
The Hague city centre is always good to go, and in the summer, Scheveningen is really great to go out.
Well, I like to sort of go out to different restaurants, different bars.
Normally go to the Plain, there's good clubs there, Square Bar and stuff, some trendy places, good to meet some nice women and stuff.
You know, you can go to an Irish pub, watch rugby.
Some nice Dutch women as well, one or two.
My favorites are at Denneweg, but also the city centre, to the bars. But of course in the summer to the beach where you have the Strandweg, which is fantastic.
I think it's important to integrate with local people and see some of the Dutch culture and some of the Dutch bars and some of the Dutch restaurants.
I find The Hague one of the most socially diverse and very rich places to be.
Manuela Patullo moved to the Netherlands 4 years ago with her British husband. Now pregnant with her third child, she's always been completely devoted to motherhood. As a person, she's kind, generous, always thoughtful of others. And another mother from her kindergarten decided it was time to repay this selflessness with a special treat. So, she invited us to send our Cecilia down for a special visit.
Is your mom home?
Mama, hello.
Hello. Hi, are you Manuela Patullo?
Yeah.
We're from West International and we have a surprise for you. Can we come in?
Yes.
Oh, was I interrupting breakfast?
Yeah, we've been about to make chocolate croissants.
Oh, yummy. So, Manuela, where do you come from?
I come from Austria.
And is that a common name in Austria?
It was common when I was born. There's a couple of Manuelas in my age.
It's like a popular
thing
so, at the time. Because I was thinking I was going to meet a Spanish woman. Great. And the kid?
And Colin, my older one, he was born in California. He's American.
Me too. And the youngest?
The youngest one was born in Leiden.
I can see that you're also due for your third one. When is it due?
It's in June. It's still quite far to go, but I'm getting big really quick, you know.
And how long have you been here? What brings you to the Netherlands?
We've been here for 4 years, and my husband's work. He's working for TSMC. It's a Taiwanese company with an office in Amsterdam.
What made you choose living in The Hague?
We chose the school for Colin, and then we wanted to have a nice neighborhood.
Yeah.
And
so you like the community feel?
Yes, it's nice to be close to school and close to the city and also close to parks.
And other neighbors and friends, have you met people that are really close to you that you could guess would give you the surprise?
Maybe Jen.
So Jen Marshall?
Yes.
Yeah. Ah, that's so cute.
I've come to surprise you today because you are one of the kindest, most thoughtful people I know, most patient and just generous person, and I just wanted to give you this special treat before this one comes along.
What is it exactly?
It's a facial, relaxing facial in Wassenaar.
Excellent. Great idea. So if you want to surprise your friends like Jen did here for Manuela, check out our website at www.westinternational.nl and let us know who you want to surprise and why. And we'll see you next time.
Can I change the weather? That would be great. But besides that, I think it's a fantastic place to be at.
It's like people to be a little bit more polite and have a bit more manners. You know, when you're in shops and people push you, they never say sorry.
The attitude of throwing rubbish on the ground.
Maybe that people should be educated into getting Dutch lessons.
Not as many speed cameras on the roads, so you don't get as many speeding tickets.
Maybe a little less construction on the streets. I know it's for improvement. Sometimes it's difficult to get through the day when you're going through a lot of diversions.
Each individual person, expat, Nederlander, regional people, needs to take responsibility for this country. If you love the Netherlands, do not throw your rubbish on the ground.
We're here at the Nederlands Dance Theater, and I'm about to have the chat with Fernando Hernando Magadan. Now, Fernando is a young but immensely talented choreographer who the Nederlands Dance Theater are very proud of. We've been lucky enough to be invited along here today to find out more about the man and the passion behind the dance. Now, everyone's rehearsing at the moment, so we've got to be a bit quiet. That's why I'm keeping my voice low. But let's open the door, pop around the corner and see what we can see. Come on. Fernando.
Hey.
Lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks very much for your time today. That's a beautiful rehearsal.
Thank you.
So, Fernando, you're you know, obviously you've lived around a couple of different countries. What do you think specifically about The Hague, let's say, as a city?
Okay, you know, in the beginning it was difficult. I was living in London before. I'm from Madrid, which is also a big city.
Yeah.
So I came to The Hague. Everything was kind of quiet.
Yeah.
But somehow, after a few years, I got used to the tempo of the city. And somehow now, when I go back to Madrid, for example, it's too much for me. I get it's too busy, like all this noise and all these cars and all these people, and it's just like I find myself more comfortable here.
Okay.
And in my field, let's say in dance, in arts,
there
is a very agile dance world, let's say.
Okay.
It's a lot of people coming to The Hague to see performances, to work with choreographers. A lot of dancers coming to The Hague. Here in the company, we are in total around 42 dancers, and we have around 22 different nationalities.
Once again, I've been lucky enough to be allowed behind-the-scenes access to so many talented people practicing their art form. It's not just the dance, but also the music. I mean, look at the piano right behind you. There seems to be a real passion for the dance from Spain. Is that fair to say?
Well, somehow there is a lot of good Spanish dancers. There are good schools, I guess, in Spain, and
is it something you're eating or something?
I don't know. Maybe it's the sun. I don't know. We have some dance companies there, but facing contemporary dance, a country like Holland and especially The Hague and the Nederlands Dans Theater, it's a hotspot from the dance community.
Contemporary dance is the name given to a group of 20th century concert dance forms. It's a collection of systems and methods developed from modern and postmodern dance, even though contemporary dance is not a specific dance technique. Although it looks quite challenging, Fernando invited me to practice some of his moves from next month's show, Switch.
The Nederlands Dans Theater is considered one of the top of the rock dance companies.
Wow.
Yeah, we get to work with good choreographers.
Okay.
Good choreographers.
So this was a real sense of achievement for you, I suppose,
yeah,
because you're still very young.
Totally.
How old are you now?
I'm 27.
So at 27, you've for more than half your life, I understand that you trained as a gymnast before then studying full-time from the age of 13. So this is half your life that you've been doing this. What inspired you, someone who's still so young and has spent half of your life following your passion for dance?
I don't know. Life, I don't know, good moments, good people, good encounters.
It's just in you.
Quality art, instinct. Many things inspire me, and the reason why I came to Holland was this company.
And there I go, my first dance lesson ever under the guidance of such a gifted teacher. So cool.
2, 3.
I forgot the head.
Okay. This way, that is gonna go to your head. Boom. Yeah?
Yeah, okay, I'm with you.
Tick.
It's really a lot to remember. So, step 1, 2. Oh, left foot first. How do you choreograph something like this? Where does this come from?
I find my own body language, let's say. You know, when you work with different choreographers, each of them has his personal way to approach choreography.
Sure.
So this is what I'm developing myself. I have a lot of energy. I'm not just for dancing, but also in general for life. You know, it's I woke up very early and I start to do things. You know, if I don't do enough things, I start to get itchy. You know, I have a lot of energy to spend.
Okay, show me again. Show me one more time, because I want to nail this. I'll show the wife at home when I get home.
1, 2, 3, and 2, 2, 3, and 3, 2, 3, one more step, into the head.
Well done.
Getting better now.
Dude.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I'm all cultured out for now, so let's have a look and see what's on this week's cultural agenda for you.
Switch 09 bubbles with new talent. In this charity event, the dancers make the switch from performing themselves to choreographing their fellow dancers. After the show, there's a big party where the audience and dancers meet on the dance floor. The City Pier City Run is an annual running event where the main distance is the half marathon. A great number of national and international athletes will be taking part, and the Dutch Half Marathon Championship will also be competed for during this event. Entrepreneurs, doctors, journalists, ambassadors. An interesting mix of Dutch people and expats all get together every second Friday of the month in the opulence and splendour of the DesInDes Hotel in The Hague. Membership is free, so don't forget to sign up. On St. Patrick's Day, a special evening at the Sherlock Holmes, a pub quiz. Questions about music, famous people, geography, you name it. You can enter the quiz individually or form your own team with some friends or colleagues. And your quizmaster for that evening is me. Me Appear is a play for children from 4 years old and upwards. It's a performance without words but uses music, puppets and pantomime acting to create a magical performance. To find out about these and other events in your region, visit our website www.westinternational.nl. Well, that's it for this week's show. I had a great time in there, discovering a few moves and learning about the world of dance. Hope it inspired you to go out and see what's happening culturally in your region. We'll be back next week with another episode of West International. Don't forget, you are what you watch.